So für Trenergy TV immerhin noch im Monza Club, der Techno Club Abend hier und an meiner Seite von Holland Leon Bolier. Und jetzt schauen wir mal in sein DJ-Set rein. Von Holland war heute zu Gast im Techno Club. Danke, dass du Zeit genommen hast. Leon, thanks for taking some time.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Enjoying myself here, so.
Very nice. Your first time in the Techno Club. This is a new location, the fourth in the history of the Techno Club, the Monza Club. What was your impression tonight of the fans, the people, crowd?
I really love the crowd. You know, it's my first time I actually play, Techno Club, and Tala already told me it's the first time here in Monza, and you know, it's like a small crowd, but really into the music, and you know, I could play for 8 hours, you know, to this crowd.
That's great to hear. The Techno Club is a very famous techno night in Germany. Is there any kind of a night that is compared to this in Holland?
Lately there has been like new organizations and stuff in Holland that really aim towards the in crowd, the trance in crowd that really know the music. For example, Luminosity, Intuition, the Armada nights, you know, the Armada Club nights. Usually pull the crowds that really, you know the music and up for it.
You gave a great DJ set. The crowd was really into it. And how did you like it?
Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it, and you know, I could just play on and on, you know, so, hands in the air, so that's what I like. When I play, I want to see the crowd react to the music, and that's what I did, so yeah.
Tala kind of pulled you away. You wanted to keep playing.
You know, I think every DJ wants to keep playing when the crowd is going nuts, you know, but on the other hand, you always have to respect the next DJ, so cut your set, and that's it.
When was the first time you met Tala?
I think like 4 years ago at an Intuition party, and I wasn't even playing there, but you know, it was kind of how it all started for me. Like, the new Intuition with Menno de Jong, Jonas Stur, Airbase, those kind of guys started, you know, Menno's label, and started doing those parties in Holland, and it was like nice, cozy parties, and I think Menno booked Tala for one of the parties, and that's where I met him. But we really got a talk, I think 1.5 years ago, at some New Year's Eve party, Gatecrasher in the UK, and he's a nice dude. So, and he said, okay, we need to do this techno club thing once, and here we are.
Yeah. Coming from Holland, how important has Tala been for the global dance scene?
Well, especially for the German dance scene, I think, because he's like one of the pioneers for trance and dance music in Germany, and because he was so important for the German dance scene, he has been important for the dancing world, because the dancing is a global movement. So you know, everyone that's really into dance music knows who Tala is.
Right. Sudden surprises through the door.
No worries.
Tala, what's your favorite Tala track? I mean, he's produced so many over the years.
Well, yeah, that's true. But actually, when we were having dinner, he told me about what he did in the past, you know, with different his different labels, and he told me he signed. It's not a track by him, but he signed Dance to Trance, Power of American Natives to his label.
Okay.
And I was really amazed by that, because I think I was like 12 years old when I heard this track.
Right.
And, you know, it was the soundtrack for that summer for me, you know, this track. So, and I actually remixed a track for his for the Techno Club label 4 years ago, I think. Not a Tala track as well, but it's Nicholas Harding track, Pagoda, and I made a remix. Tala produced so many tracks, so I can't pick one.
I didn't even know that with Dance to Trance, and believe me, I know everything about that group because that was the legendary group from Jem Elmar, Jem and Spoon. So that's interesting to know that he signed that. Thanks for that information.
That's what he told me. So
how would a 2011 track between you and Tala sound like if you guys were to jump in the studio and create something fascinating?
Yeah, I did have the same question for the iVibes interview, right?
Yeah.
And I said
I don't know if everyone reads that, you know.
Yeah, I know. So, but in that answer, I said Tala plays kind of fast-paced music, but I was surprised he played a bit slower tonight.
Yeah, the way he started was very nice.
Yeah,
very laid back.
So I wouldn't know, you know. Usually my tracks are between 130 and 135 BPM.
Right.
You know, and he kind of played like that. So I'd just say like a really nice track. You know, I think with some old school influences, maybe like the old school, like the house organs or something like that. You know, old school influence in the modern trance track, something like that.
One of your big hits, Ocean Drive Boulevard, that's a few years old now. How do you, if you listen to that track today, what changes in the way you listen to it? Because it's some years old now, you've matured as a producer. Do you look at an old track from you differently now than maybe a few weeks after it was produced? Or do you sometimes think, oh, I could have changed something there or here, or how do you go about when you listen to your old tracks?
With Ocean Drive Boulevard, you know, I think it still sounds really fresh. You know, every time I play abroad, there's a couple of tracks that people always want to hear, like Ocean Drive Boulevard, and now my new track Cape Town. Those kind of tracks are like highlights, and you know, Ocean Drive Boulevard still sounds up there. When I play it, you know, it's like really loud, and so I don't think I would really change something. Maybe I would shorten the breakdown a bit.
Okay.
That's it.
An all-time classic track is The Age of Love, the remix, Jam and Spoon. Another one is Café Del Mar, Energy 52. That song inspired you. Why?
It inspired me because like in the mid-90s in Holland, hardcore was like big, and I was like 15 or 16 years old and already trying to produce music and doing the you know, riding the hardcore wave and, you know, the high BPMs and stuff. So, but before that, I already knew about like The Age of Love, Power of American Natives, and I really enjoyed it. But during those years, it was all about hardcore on the Dutch radio and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I think in '96 or '97, I was listening to Dutch radio 538, and they played Café Del Mar, and it was just like, what's this? And